When I first heard that Priti Patel had basically left her job, told that she would not be continuing, I was a little bit got a bit of relief, shall we say. Because she had been an absolutely awful person in charge of the Home Office. And I suppose the one saving grace was that at least the Conservative view of her had been that she'd been quite a failure in her job at the Home Office for the exact opposite reasons that, we like to think as Priti Patel as being an awful choice for that job. They have different reasons, mainly that she was a complete failure in all these, channel crossings. But as we've said before, this Brexit is playing a big part in this. The fact that the Home Office refuses to set up safe routes, it could set up a route that would basically end this pretty much. So much stuff they could do. And over the years that this has been happening, people have said, well, there are ways around this. There are ways to solve this. But of course, Patel hasn't chosen to do this because it would be seen, I think, by her and her very, very right-wing colleagues as almost giving in to these asylum seekers. And the idea you've got to be tough on them. You've got to be tough. And at least when she went, we could breathe a sigh of relief and hope that maybe there was someone else better, and we quote better in air quotes, who might be able to come in and maybe, act with a bit more humanity in this regard. Enter, of course, Suella Braverman, or as I'm sure she will probably become known as Cruella Braverman. Because if there was a decision where you thought, who could we pick who's going to be even worse than Priti Patel? I know, someone called Braverman. And it gets even worse because she has given her first speech into the Home Office. And oh my word, oh my word, oh my word, this is bad. So we're going to go get into that, but oh my word. Before we do go get into that though, please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, buy me coffee. And there's also the one-off donation link called YouTube Thank You button, which you can use down below as well as, of course, the YouTube subscription called the Pony Club, where you can join that and you get likes, you get badges and whatnot and stuff that you can use on live stream and is on this channel as well. So let's get on with this, shall we? But oh my word, I warn you now. Yeah. Just when you thought you couldn't get worse than Priti Patel. So, this comes from The Guardian. Revealed. Suella Braverman sets Home Office no boats crossing the Channel target. The new Home Secretary has already prompted concern among Home Office officials after telling them she wants to ban all small boats crossing the Channel, the Observer has learned. During her inaugural address to the department staff last Wednesday, Suella Braverman said that the top priority would be stopping all channel crossings. She also asked staff to start watching trash TV to help their mental health well-being. All kinds of other stuff you could be doing, Suella. All kinds of other stuff you could be doing to help staff improve their mental health well-being, and yet that's your idea. Just get staff to watching, trash TV. A source said that she specifically was citing Channel 4's Marriage at First Sight and First Dates, as well as Love Island. The latest series of ITV2's show drew thousands of complaints about the alleged misogynistic behavior, and last month, a charity, Women's Aid, highlighted issues including bullying and coercive control. So, yeah, perfect for, mental health well-being. Sources familiar with Braverman's address revealed she told them it's important for people to look after their well-being, and the best antidote for work-related stress is trash TV. But regarding boat crossings, immigration experts say that it is practically impossible to halt them as long as the government refuses to offer a sufficient alternative safe routes to the UK. What did we just say? Last weekend alone saw another 45 boats arriving in the UK, carrying over 2,000 asylum seekers, with over 8,000 individuals crossing during last autumn, the highest monthly total on record. Suggesting she can stop all small boats crossing is pie in the sky. It doesn't bode well, said a civil service source. Ending the arrival of small boats was a key objective of Braverman's predecessor, Patel, with the issue becoming one of political humiliation, as each attempt to try and tackle the crisis led to an increase in the number of crossings. During her address last week, Braverman, who was expected to adopt an even more hardline agenda than Patel, also prompted widespread discontent from thousands of Home Office staff by challenging their working practices. By telling them to go back into the office, the Home Secretary reignited the controversy caused by Jacob Rees-Mogg, who had previously ordered civil servants to return to their desk to ensure that the government offices are full capacity. Sources added that Braverman, the former Attorney General, told them that she wanted people turning up and being in the office. I'm a big fan of in-person working and team collaboration. I want to see people face to face. Her intervention did not go down well with the PCS union, which reports civil service including 14,000 Home Office and Border Office staff. I wonder if we're going to get a civil service strike before too long. It wouldn't surprise me. The PCS General Secretary, Mark Serquart, I think that's how you say it, said that the latest Home Secretary needed to learn and listen from experienced staff instead of imposing her ideals on the workforce. He said, ordering our members back into the office shows a complete lack of awareness and understanding for what the Home Office staff have been doing for the past 2.5 years. Most staff in the Border Force and the Passport Office have been in the workplace regularly since the start of the pandemic and throughout the countrywide lockdowns. For staff who have adopted a working from home because the Home Office needed them to do it during the pandemic, they have been working efficiently and productively at home and have been hybrid working between the office and home for months. To now imply this arrangement is no good without any understanding is not a good start from the new Home Secretary. Our members, not her, are the ones with the expertise here. She should be better advised and listening to them about ways of working and to see how they can best implement her policies. One of the ways she could get people on side would be to stop the government's planned 91,000 civil service job cuts and office closures that will have a massive negative impact on the Home Office. During her speech, Braverman did outline her other priorities, including tackling antisocial behaviour, domestic violence, reducing murder rates, and making streets safer. She also committed to continue Boris Johnson's key pledge to put 22,000 police officers on the streets, with the government about halfway to delivering the target by 2023. However, it is dealing with the small boat crossings that sources say will likely define her tenure as Home Secretary as much as it did with Patel. Stop people dying and being at the mercy of the people smugglers. We need to take a firm stance, she told staff. A Home Office source has said that Braverman's new address to her colleagues in a short speech set out her priorities and added that the roles where it was appropriate had already had a flexible option of working. Ladies and gentlemen, our new Home Office Secretary. Ooh, yeah, just when you thought you couldn't get worse than Patel. And remember, Patel was viewed as an absolute failure, partly because, as was cited in that article, you cannot just say, yeah, we're going to stop all these crossings. That's not how it works. Unless you are offering a safe route, which the UK has done in a couple of other cases, but for some reason refuses to do now because, again, it wants to be tough on immigration. Yeah, Uh, the only bright spark of this is that Suella will be seen as a failure like Patel in that office. If she continues with this practice, she will be seen as a failure. And the chances are, if she doesn't do too well, then in all likelihood, she may not even be in the job for long. And of course, someone else will be brought in to try and solve the problem with the exact same hardline attitude, which won't work. We've seen this from Patel. We've seen it coming in from Braverman. We've already had the expert source said, "Hey, we know why this doesn't work. You've got to offer a safe route." So of course, you know, in a good way, it's slightly good because it will deliver political oblivion to Suella Braverman, just like it seems to have done to Pretty Patel. But in the meantime, she will cause untold suffering to hundreds of thousands of asylum seekers who desperately need help and support at a very vulnerable time in their lives. And unfortunately, there will be no humanity or even concern or even a mote bit of kindness shown towards these people from her and the Home Office. And that's just sad. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, we'll see you all next time.